Let's make this fun and cute travel organizer. So you can undo the Velcro, and you have 4 pouches here, so you can do makeup, jewelry, cleansers, whatever you want. We are going to start off with 2 pieces of 27 by 64.5 centimeters, and you will want an external and internal pieces. I want 8 total pieces of 27 by 31. I have 4 interior fabrics and 4 exterior fabrics. You need 4 pieces of 17.3 by 17.3 centimeters, and again 2 interior to exterior pieces of fabric. You will need 1 27 by 8 centimeter piece. You will need 1 3 by 40 centimeter piece. You will also need 9 strips of Velcro. This is 7 inches long and it's an inch wide. And 4 10-inch zippers. I have 12-inch zippers, so I'm just going to cut them down. Both your main pieces are going to need interfacing, and then your 8 by 27 piece inch will need interfacing. Your exterior pieces of 17.3 by 17.3 will need interfacing, and your exterior pieces of the 27 by 31 are going to need interfacing as well. So for your interior piece of fabric, starting from the bottom, you're going to measure 3.5 centimeters, 7.5, 6, 7.5, 6, 7.5, 6, and 7.5. You are going to have roughly 13.5 centimeters with no lines at the top. Now you're going to take all 4 of your 27 by 31 pieces, and you're going to mark 9.8 centimeters from the top and then 7.5 centimeters from that line.
Yeah. Yes, but is it an armhole?
So now I'm going to take the soft side of the Velcro and I'm going to position it in the middle, right below, using the first line that I made at 9.8 centimeters as the guide on how I'm going to place this. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the bottom line. And we're just going to do this to all 4 pieces. Now we're going to take the other side of the Velcro, the rough side, and we are going to put it in between the 7.5 lines.
Oh, great. What are you doing, babe? Oh, bad girl. You want me to whoop you? Are you going everywhere to be?
You will then mark on your main piece, the large main piece interior, you're going to mark 2 centimeters. And then place a piece of Velcro on the 2 centimeter mark. We are now going to take these over to the sewing machine and we are just going to stitch all around the Velcro. I'm going to start in this top corner with the Velcro going out to the left, so that way when I end I can just lift my needle and drag it over to the next piece of Velcro versus pulling out the fabric, cutting the thread, and it's like, you know, long. So that's what we'll do. We will now take our two base pieces and we are going to stitch them pretty sides facing out. We'll add some bias tape here in just a minute. So we got it like this, and we're just gonna stitch all the way around. Now I'm just gonna line the fabric up, the edge of the fabric to the edge of my presser foot, and start sewing. I'm going to stop every few seconds and make sure that the fabric is lined up. That way it's not crooked. I didn't pin or clip this because I can do a pretty good job of keeping the fabric straight as I sew along. I'm now going to round off the edges. I keep forgetting, but I'm gonna take my iron and just erase this pin marks that I've got all over here. Next, I'm gonna take this bias tape and I'm going to clip it all around the fabric. Now when I get to the corners, I'm just kind of turning it, letting the fabric bunch up, and then folding it off to the side. And then clipping it. Now when I get to the corners, I'm going to go slow and just kind of rotate my fabric a little bit. All right, flip your fabric over. There we go. You're going to fold the fabric, take the end and meet it to the base piece, and then fold it up and clip. Now I forgot to record what I did with the strap, so I'll just use this piece of fabric as an example. You're going to take your strap piece, you're going to tuck the long sides in, so these sides, you're going to tuck in about 1 centimeter, then you're going to iron it, both sides. Then you'll fold it in half and iron it. Then you will take your raw edges, bring those to the middle and iron it, and then you're going to fold it in half and iron it. Then you'll take it to the sewing machine and you are going to stitch all the way around. Now you want to place the Velcro for this piece right here. So whenever you fold it, it's gonna Velcro up here at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure 5 centimeters from this top up here, and then we're going to center our Velcro. Now on the opposite end that we placed our Velcro, we are going to measure 3 centimeters down, and we are going to place our strap, and you're just going to line the strap up with the edges of the binding that you sewed on. You want to have like a little bit of a hump right here. We're also going to stitch our Velcro on. We will now place our zipper. So take your zipper, line it up. Mine's 12 inches, so I'll have to cut it over here, which that's fine. You will pin the zipper to the base piece of the fabric. Now we take our lining fabric, make sure that pretty sides are facing up. We're going to place this on top, and we will take it over to our sewing machine and we will stitch across the top. I forgot you want to open the zipper a little bit so that way you can stitch close to the zipper teeth as possible. Alright, so with my needle down, I'm now going to attempt to zip this up. There we go. And now I can finish stitching the rest of the zipper on. Let's flip this over so that it's right side facing, and we are going to put a little crease in this, and we will top stitch along the edge of the fabric and the zipper. We are going to measure 2.5 inches down, and then 5 inches from that mark on both sides. So just put a little mark. You don't have to draw a line across. And we're measuring that from the seam line of the pouch. And I forgot 3.5 inches from that mark. We will take our scissors, and where we've made these marks, we're going to cut about 1 centimeter in. Do that on both sides. All right, let's sew our other side of the zipper. So we're gonna bring the raw edges of pretty facing fabric up here. We'll pin that in place, flip it over, bring your pretty edges, or pretty side to pretty side, and we're just gonna stitch across there. Now, let's unzip. Oops, wrong way. We're going to unzip the zipper. Oh, it just came off. That's going to be a pain to put back on. But you're going to flip your fabric right side out. Okay, and then you're going to top stitch the side of the zipper that you just sewed together. Push our seams down. We are going to stitch this together all the way around. It's easier if you close the zipper. We will take these, and with the pretty sides facing out, we'll just line them up, and we'll take it over to the sewing machine, and we will stitch all the way around. When I'm doing the side that has the zipper part on it, I am starting on one side of the zipper, and then I'll go all the way around and I'll end here, so that way I'm not going over the zipper. Now, because my zipper was 2 inches too big, I had to cut it, and the part that doesn't have the zipper, I just stitch over the teeth. We are now going to take our 17.3 by 17.3 centimeter piece, and we are going to just draw a diagonal line from corner to corner. And let's just stack the pieces. And we will cut them. We will take these, and with the pretty sides facing out, we'll just line them up, and we'll take it over to the sewing machine, and we will stitch all the way around. When I'm done sewing the triangle piece, I am not cutting the string, so that way I don't have to pull it out, cut it, pull it out, cut it, and it wastes more thread. So what I do, pull it out just a little bit, place my next piece, put my needle down, and stitch. When I get to a corner, I just leave my needle down, turn my fabric, put my presser foot down, and start stitching again. I find it a lot quicker to just clip all the strings at once. These I'm not worried about getting too close to the fabric because we're going to put a strip of binding around the raw edges. Now we take our long skinny piece, we're going to fold the raw edges into the middle, which is, I don't know, maybe a centimeter down, maybe a little less, and we're going to iron it down. And do the same thing to the other side. We will now mark this piece every 5 centimeters. And cut it every 5 centimeters. And now just fold them in half the long way and clip into place. Take your pouch and find the little clips that you made in the fabric. Oops, right there. And you are going to fold and crease at that line. So we're just going to crease it with our fingers. Take your triangle pieces and with the pretty sides facing, actually take one of these little 5 centimeter pieces and place it over the top of the zipper, and then let's clip that. Then you're going to take your triangle piece and put it here, pretty sides facing, and then we will clip this into place. Now we will open the zipper, and we're just going to clip this piece here, and we'll put this piece, this triangle piece, whoops, and clip it. We will now stitch down this side here on both sides. You do want to make sure that you're stitching just this side of the fabric so keep it open. Don't stitch this part together like this. We are on our final steps. So let's open up our pouch and we're just gonna flip it inside out. Make sure you smooth out your fabric so there's no wrinkles on the inside. And we are going to attach the rest of this triangle to the fabric all the way around. And then we're going to stitch all the way around. So I've got quite a bit of overage on this triangle, so I'm just going to cut it.
Mommy.
Here's what it looks like. We have all 4 pieces done, so let's put it to the test. Actually, this needs to go this way, same direction as the rest of them. All right. Oops, there we go. And voila, there we go.